Tapped in, tuned in, turned all the way on. This ain't just a vibe, it's a frequency bomb. Ms.Blue in the building, oracle flow, cracking codes of the cosmos. Now you already know. Yeah. Ride the wave, feel the light. It's frequency love tonight. Ms.Blue gon' take you higher, burning truth with sacred fire. Stay hungry. This is soul talk, rebirth from the womb. Say it with me, I can alter my course at any time. Yeah. Tap in, turn on. Your higher self already logged in.
Midday frequency run, we on the line. Tune in, tap in, power online. You live with the Soulful Oracle.
Oh my goodness. Greetings, everyone. How are you all doing? I wanted to come on really quick and just kind of do like a little midday kind of frequency run as you're hearing here, just for us to check in, see how you're all feeling. Please drop and let me know where you're tuning in from, what country, what city, what state, where you're tuning in from. So good to see you all in the building. And let me know, how are you feeling? How are you feeling on this day? It's Tuesday currently from where I am in the world, November the 25th of 2025. We just have a few more days and we are going to be in 2026, which is a completely different vibration. I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone joining us in the building. If you are new here, and this is your first time joining us in a live, please also let me know. Good to see you guys in the building as well. And also want to send love out. Mega Miss Little is in the building. Welcome on in, Sage from Los Angeles. That is tuning in. Good to see you. Good to see you. The word doula is here, and welcome on in. Welcome on in. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that, Mama is the source, that your dog of 15 years was hit by a car. Yeah, sending so much love to you, to the family, and also to your beloved furry family member as they continue on their transition. So sorry to hear that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ashe and blessings. Tuning in, we got a lot of Houston in the building. Are you guys still under the tornado watch or the storm watch that you guys were under? There, Dallas is in the building. Welcome to everyone on in. I'm not going to be here that long, but I wanted to come on and definitely wanted to connect with you guys, and let's kind of do a check-in. I think this is a great time for us to just kind of come together and just check in with each other. I really kind of felt that in my spirit, so I wanted to come and check in. Let's hit that like button, yeah, so we can let the soul family know that we are live. This is kind of a midday. I don't know about where you guys are in the world, but it's kind of midday here where I am. I do have some cards. We're going to kind of check in with the energy a little bit because I felt the energy kind of moving today. And I knew that this would be a perfect day or a perfect moment for a pop in. So no schedule, no outline, just pure frequency, meeting frequency. I just got out of it wasn't a long meeting, but I just got out of several meetings that I had to do today. And I had some time before I get into my afternoon, evening sessions that I have to complete. And so I wanted to come in. I want to welcome you all in. Welcome the Soul family in. Let's hit that like button so we can let the Soul family know that we are live. We are live. We are here and we are live, and we got a midday frequency check in. You guys let me know how y'all feel about that.
Midday frequency run. We on the line. Tune in, tap in, power online. You're live with the Soulful Oracle.
Yeah. So wherever you're tuning in from the world, afternoon, it could be evening, it could be late night. I want you to know that the collective field is wide open right now. There is clarity, there is creativity, there is sort of this lightness that's in the Akashic skies that's kind of inviting all of us to step into something sharper, something more aligned, and something more true. You all let me know if that's what you're kind of feeling, that it's kind of pulling you to do something, to be a little clearer, something more aligned with you. I'm going to pull this, and I actually love this. And so I'm going to show you guys what the energy of the card looks like. And you guessed it, this is the element of fire. And it says warrior, passion, and fearless. And this is a lot of the frequency that's in the air right now. It's very airy. I'm sure you all can feel that. But it also has this energy here. Many of you let me know if you woke up this morning and you just had a fresh download, very different from when you're getting a download, but I'm talking about one that's fresh, one that's very alive and aligned, like the download that you got. Instantly, you felt like it is for this moment. It's not something that's going to be coming in the future. It's not something you have to wait a day or two for, but it is something that you should be tapped into, connected to at this particular time. So yeah. Wow. Yeah. So let me know. Welcome everyone on into the live. You guys are checking in from all over, and good to know, good to hear, good to feel. Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia in the building. Welcome on in. We got a lot checking in from the ATL. Welcome on in from Georgia. Welcome on in. I am True Spirit 99. Stacy, good to see you. Welcome on in. We got Mega Miss Little, who is checking in from the Marsh Islands. Welcome on in. We got upstate New York that is here. We got your brother from Norfolk, Virginia. All right. Listen, been tired and emotional. Yeah, you can feel the energy in the air, and that energy, it's kind of loud. But look at this. Here's the next card that came up for us. Look at this. As we do this midday check-in, this is the card of miracles. And I want you to pay close attention, because if you look at the landscape there, you can see the rainbows in the sky. And it's actually a double rainbow. I can tell you guys that so many of you guys have let me know that you've seen a picture of a double rainbow. And I've got a chance to catch a double rainbow a couple of times. I think I even took a picture of it. It is one of the most beautiful things to see. One of the most beautiful things to be able to see is to be able to catch a double rainbow. And so this is the energy that is upon us at this moment. So we have the element of fire. So this means very passionate, right? This is very driven energy. Whenever you feel this passion, this driven energy, it's also the energy of clearing, It's kind of a clearing energy. which some of you right now, I can feel right now, you're in that space where you're clearing. You're clearing out a lot of things physically, mentally, energetically. There is a clearing that is coming there. And then a lot of you is in that element of passion. So you could be feeling very deeply something within your spirit. Typically when the fire comes up and you're feeling this, it kind of reminds me of the song from back in the day, Fire and Fire and Desire. That song with Tina Turner and Rick James. Fire and desire. So some of you could be in the midst of something very passionate with a loved one. Some of you are celebrating this time. I got some emails from you guys. Some of you are celebrating anniversaries, very significant marks with you and your significant other. It is that loving time of the year. This fire energy brings that. And then for some of you who could have kind of been in that space where you felt a little withdrawn, a little kind of, going inward, which we're all doing right now, but you might have had something to light a fire around you, could have lit a flame inside of you. Maybe it was an idea, maybe it was a cause. Maybe you've been called to be of service and you feel this deep calling to, help out, to donate, to be of service, to do something different, not only for yourself, but for others, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, this is an interesting pull that we get right here. Some of you may have even had some visitations because I see this card of the grays coming in here. And maybe there's been a situation where you've been a little misunderstood. Maybe a little timid, a little shy, and something is here to sort of bring you out of that shyness because the grays will be able to bring you out of the shyness. I'm going to see what they wrote on here for this particular card. Maybe it can give some insight of who created the deck. Let's see what they're saying about the grays showing up, which is really, really interesting. A lot of activity in the sky going on right now. And pay attention to the clouds because you might just get a glimpse of a lot of different energy that is coming in for you at this time. And so this is what it says. Wow. Now, this is interesting because if you guys remember, I told you about, during this particular period, this particular month, that a lot of people would be choosing celibacy during this month. We had the brother who stopped by the show and he got a chance to talk about that. That was earlier this month, if I'm not mistaken. But here's something interesting that it says about the grays. It says they have no sex organs and no known emotion. They are purely logical and they have incredible intelligence and telepathic abilities. It is reported that they too are a dying species and they are desperate to save themselves from extraction. Some short grays have been associated with abduction, contact E phenomenon, which reportedly the short grays experimentally do as well. They are largely a slave servant race that that are in the Alpha Dracolian rule. Okay, so this is interesting. I don't really have that experience with the grays, but we're gonna go with what the creator of this card Here are some of the meanings. If you're feeling very timid, very misunderstood, shy, fragile, a victim, is there some scapegoating going on? Somewhere in your life, you're being devalued. This kind of energy. That's interesting. I like that. These are some of the decks over the years that you guys have sent me, and I have not been able to get to them and use. Some of these, honestly, quite honestly, are more than 10 years old, and I'm just kind of breaking the seal on them. But I'm so grateful whenever I can have the card to, whenever I get the information of remember who sent it to me. If you guys left information back then, I will put that up. So here's interesting because I love this to follow that. And it says release. And so right now, many of you may be going through a time where you need to release something. You know, I want you to think of all of the rest of the year as a powerful time to release. Just release. Where in your life can you let go? Where can you release? You know, and I don't want you to think of release as a loss, but think of release as an opportunity to make room for something new. And really, today's energy, really the current, is asking for you to upgrade the way that you think, upgrade the way you create. Can you upgrade the way that you are communicating? Can there be some sort of upgrade that you can allow yourself to have in your thinking, in the way you create, in the way that you communicate? Where can you upgrade? Not from pressure. We're not doing this based on pressure, but really sort of kind of refining sort of who we are. I want you all to start thinking back, and this may be a long think for you, but think about how far you've come since 2011. Think about the year 2011 and think about where you are right now. Think about it. Think how much you've learned. Think how much you've grown. Think how much you've expanded your consciousness. Like, just start thinking about all of that. Thank you to the Brother Seven. You guys know what to say. Y'all know what to say to make a sister feel good. And I love that for you guys. I want to say welcome to everyone joining us for this midday frequency check-in. But I want you to think about that since 2011. For some of you, you might have been itty bitty babies. And for the rest of you, you know, we was out here grown and moving around. But I want you to think about ever since 2011, think about how much stuff you've released out of your life. Things that you wanted to release and things that were taken away and things that just have changed. Your life, you, completely different. Completely different. Think about it. Because this is the kind of energy where ideas are going to hit you out of nowhere. So back in 2011, some of you might have got started on your journey. You might have been on your journey, but this energy right now is where ideas will be hitting you out of nowhere. This is where your intuition, can I talk? It's where your intuition speaks faster than your logic. And I'm going to tell you something else powerful. It's where your next level tries to introduce itself. So right now as we speak, there is a next level of you, and it is doing its best. It's doing its best to say, allow me to introduce myself. It wants to introduce itself to you if you slow down enough to listen. And so these are some key points that I wanted to come on, especially during this time, during the midday. It could be midday, depending on where you are in the world, but this is what's happening right now. When your energy shifts, your reality will rearrange itself. And today is one of those rearranging days. Let me know. Drop something in the chat. Drop, I feel it, if you can feel it. You can feel that this is, your energy is shifting again and your reality is rearranging itself. Today is that day that it's happening. Yeah, you can tell you completely changed. Yes. You guys can feel this. You can see this. You can, you feel it in your spirit. Yeah. I want you to think about that. I know I'm a little behind on you guys' comments, but I want to welcome everybody coming on in. I don't know why the chat doesn't stroll for me, but we're not worried about it. We don't need to be strolling anyway, not right now, but I want you to think about it. Mega Miss Little said, I felt it upon riding this morning, arising this moment. Hey, Lola Falana. Okay. The Voix Alchemist said, I've been cleaning up and shopping today. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Changing without shame feels so good. Michelle, you feel it as well. Powerful. Yeah. So these are some of the things that I want you all to see. And like I said, many of you can feel this. And it can come off in many different ways, from being restless to a mix of inspiration. No anxiety, but just alignment that you can feel. A strong alignment. Again, where is our card for the fire? This was the first thing that came up during the live stream. Fire. We know fire is drive. Fire is that passion. This is something that kind of makes you move. When you see this element of fire, it's that warrior energy, and not just about going to war, but the warrior energy of really just being that focus and that dedicated passion and fearlessness. I think we all can feel that, the fearlessness that is coming through. Just the fearlessness that's coming through. So, you've been feeling it. So whether you've been up late at night or you've just been inspired and you've been working on your projects like so many of you have been talking about, the alignment, the recalibration that is here. And knowing that the old ways of thinking do not hold you anymore. You cannot be held by the old ways of thinking anymore. I know I certainly can't, and the old ways of explaining yourself. None of this. You are expanding, and that's the truth of what's happening. You're truly expanding. And I know if you're here, you've made that conscious decision to expand your consciousness and your thoughts. You made that decision. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so far behind on chat, but I'm going to catch up. And I want to welcome you all into the room. So good to see you guys. Let's get those likes up. I'm going to pull another card here. And this one I'm going to pull for the collective feel and what's something else we can take with us at this time. I want to give a big shout out to Lola Falana in the building. Thank you, Lola, for coming in, welcoming everyone on in. Welcome on in to Sheila in the building, Lola Falana, Queenie in the building. Good to see you, Queenie. Good to see you all and welcome you all in. Welcome. And if you're new here, please, please let us know that you are new. We'd love to welcome you on in. Let me be the first to say that. And again, we have all of these themes that are lining up with this energy of fire because look at this. This is purification. Purification. And what this tells me right now is that we are in that time of purification. We are in a new era. We've been in that. We're in this new era, but we're also in this new light. You have activated and done the alchemy for all these downloads you've been taking in. You know, that is something that a lot of people ask a lot of times is they will say, I keep getting these downloads and these downloads. But downloads don't automatically activate themselves. You could be holding on to something powerful and transforming about your life, about the world. But if you don't embody it and you don't do the alchemy with it, then there won't be any kind of transformation. And then here's something else that happens after you go through your transformation. You go through a period of purification, but not through being burnt through the ashes, because that's the old way of purifying. We have to have something to burn us all the way down to the ground, and then we become purified. Did you know that you can purify things through the wind, through the sun? I remember when I was a little girl and we would go visit our relatives who lived down south. And they would wash their clothes and they would take them outside and they would hang them on the clothesline. And the sunlight, I remember my great grandmother Annie would say, and she made her transition when she was well past 100. She would say, these clothes are being purified and sterilized by the sun. Not by being burnt up. We know the sun holds fire too. So I want you to think about when you're purifying yourself, that it's not always have to come through some sort of trauma. You can be purified through the sun. The water can purify you. And the sun can purify you. I want us to think about the way we are understanding these teachings, these knowings, and things that we have been taught, because they can keep you stuck in lock and it can keep you in a pattern. And you feel like until something falls apart, that is only when you are free to change, you are free to rise, you are free to grow. But what if you can grow through the loving, nurturing power of the sun? Because that is the soul. That is your soul remembering you. So every time you get a glimpse of the sun, you are purifying your soul. Real alchemy work. Yeah. Yeah. I want you to also hold on to this thought. Your uniqueness is your technology. When you stop shrinking, your power finally comes online. That's your technology. How unique are you? Can you uniquely be you? Because this is the greatest technology that you're offering to the world, your uniqueness. It's where your God power is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's where your God power is. It's truly where your God power is. Yeah. Yeah. So how are we feeling? How are we doing? How are you guys doing? You guys, your energy looks amazing. Like I can I can feel your energy, and your energy looks absolutely amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So know that there comes a time, and I know this firsthand. I've gone through this a lot, and I'm sure many of you have witnessed me go through this if I've witnessed it for you. But there comes a time when you have to stop doing things the usual way. And you have to lean into the way your spirit built you. And that's a whole nother feel. When you stop doing things the usual way, or the way that they say it's supposed to be done, and you lean in the way your spirit built you, that's a uniqueness. That's a God print that can't be touched. It can't be mimicked. It can't be ciphered. Your creativity, your voice, which, by the way, shouts out to everyone in self-love, is the new shadow work. They are definitely putting that in. So your creativity, your voice, your blueprint, this is the season where life is asking you to innovate. And so anything that drops in your heart, that drops in your spirit at this time, this is why I'm here with the midday check-in. And I'm not just talking about work. I'm talking about the way you move in the world, period. Can you innovate the way that you move in the world? Can you do that? How you speak, how you show up, how you're sharing your gifts with the world. I want you to start thinking about all of that. How can I innovate the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I am showing up in the world? Stop doing things as usual and start doing things the way your spirit truly built you. Yeah, I just kind of want to put that on you. Those of you who are up for the challenge, I know you'll let me know. You'll let me know. You'll let me know. You definitely let me know. So we're going to pull another card. And this second one, let's get a little bit of clarity here. I'm going to actually pull two. Going to get a little clarity about what kinds of things in the collective is rising to the surface. Yeah, I need to, hold on. I need to pull from this deck. For some reason, the grays are coming up a lot. And I'm going to tell you something. One of the things about when that happens, it means it's still a lot of fear in the atmosphere. Okay? I ain't going to hold you. It's a lot. It's a lot of fear. If you're having a lot of fear right now, I want you to take some time to just connect with you a little deeper, because look, wisdom. Look at that wisdom. And it's all in the water. Look at the mermaid there. You can see the beautiful fish. This is wisdom. This is deep emotional wisdom. Deep wisdom. Okay? Deep emotional wisdom. And so the mermaid is in the depths of it. So please pay attention to how you feel, the emotions that are coming up, not to ignore, not to dismiss, but these are going to be clues about where you need to release. These are going to be clues. Where do I need to innovate? These are going to be clues. Where do I need to start doing something different? Roberta said, what? Alive on Tuesday. Yes. It'll start to make sense in just a moment. It'll start to make sense. If you've had that moment where you just found yourself sort of in tears or wanting to be in tears and feeling something so deeply, but not being able to put quite the finger on what is happening, this is the area of your life that you are being asked. Can you innovate? Can you innovate this area of your life, your thoughts, your creativity, how you're showing up in the world, how you're communicating, how you're eating, how you're doing everything in your life? Can you do that different? Mm. Mm-hmm. I love this. So here's another card. Look at this one. One of my favorite things to do, crop circles. Crop circles. Yeah. Crop circles are so powerful. And there was a time where you couldn't go anywhere. Somebody was posting something about a crop circle. And as we say this, I kind of got the chills a little bit right now. I feel like it's going to be some massive crop circles that come. I just see people posting it all on social media. I see people and even mainstream talking about it, that some more crop circles are about to show up. And not just crop circles on Earth. We're going to get sort of kind of photographs from crop circles and other places and other on the moon and other planets, where they're going to show some pictures of these crop circles coming back up within the next couple of, it could be days, it could be weeks, but it's definitely going to be before 2026. We're going to get some crop circles, some fresh crop circles. And here's what I will tell you. Crop circles are like sacred geometry, and it's not much that you got to do. All you got to do is look at it. It will unlock something in you when you see these crop circles. You know, I remember one night I was just sitting up. I had been working really, really late, and I was sitting there and I seen all these hieroglyphic shapes appear in front of me, and they started spinning and swirling. They were changing colors, and all of a sudden I could see these different crop circles right in front of my face. I got up, looked outside the window. Don't ask me what made me do that, but I looked outside the window and I looked up in the sky, and I could see them in the sky as well. So these crop circles, these are messages that are coming. These are messages that your unconscious knows how to decode. It's a time for you to become curious. And so, as we're talking about these things in our lives that are happening with you, that is going on with you at this particular time, maybe you are feeling extra emotional. Maybe you are in between worlds, as I've been talking about lately, or maybe you feel something is coming. And I want to talk about that as well because quite a few predictions have come true, have come to light in 2025. And one in a recent share that I did with the sister New Diamond, she was feeling it so heavy. And we were able to tap into what was going on. I'm curious, New Diamond, for you to share, what that felt like after Sunday, after things happen. We'll get to that in a minute. But I want you to know, crop circles, time to get curious to be able to see this crop circle come up at this particular time. What I can also tell you is, yes, Linda, we're live. So what I want to tell you about this is stay present, because so many things are coming into you right now, activating within you at this particular time. And it's that next level of you, more of the multi-sensory abilities, like your intuition getting sharper, your clairaudience, your clairsentience, your clairvoyance, all of these things that are coming in. You may be flooded with downloads and flooded with information. If that happens, document it. It's not for you to figure it all out at this time. I can tell you that it is not for you to figure out. And some of it may not even be for you, but document it. Maybe it's information you can give to a friend or to a loved one, or someone comes to you and they're seeking some sort of counsel or some sort of support, and you will have this information. Don't trust your mind to hold it. It'll leave. Okay? Do not trust your mind to hold it. It will leave. It will leave you, and you'll be trying to pull it back, and it'll get sucked up into like a black hole. I want you all to know that. So I want to talk about that. And I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And that is one of the reasons why I have been working for the last almost 5 months on 2026 predictions. I did the 2025, prediction show in December. And so much of that has come to light, from the airline industry, how it's changing the way we travel, and things that are happening with transportation all around, and everything that is going on, all of those things that are happening. Well, the other night, I think I made a post on Instagram. I think I said Friday, but actually that show was done on Saturday. Well, Saturday when I did the show where I was doing Q&A, New Diamond, the sister New Diamond, was saying that she was having these heart palpitations that was going on, and her heart was beating really, really fast. And so I tuned into her energy field and I did a body scan on her. And I was being a little nosy too, looking around not nosy, curious, as I was looking around, and I seen a suitcase, and I was telling her, was she moving? Was she going on a trip? Was someone else moving in? Because I see a luggage by the door. And often when I see luggage by the door, usually that person is moving, taking an extended trip, or someone is coming or moving in. And we kind of laughed and joked about it, and she said no. And then all of a sudden, just by watching the chat and being live, I seen this vision, which the vision is something I've seen before because I talked about it in my 2025 predictions video. But this was completely different. Like it was different. Like it wasn't the same vision. I could see clearly that there was something big coming. Like it felt like an earthquake coming from like the water or near the water, almost giving a tsunami kind of effect. And then I seen a volcano just erupt. And so that's how our conversation went. And I told her, because she's so connected with earth, with the land, like so connected with the land. I could literally see this all throughout her auric field, how her holographic body is so in tune with earth. And this is why I tell you guys that what happens is whenever something is going on with you, and it doesn't make any kind of logical sense. Maybe all of a sudden you start to feel sad, or, it could be a multitude of things. That what you will do is to check, go online, check, see what's happening in the world. Because a lot of times you're picking up that energy. I often tell parents with children this too, that the children will begin to start picking up the energy that's in the atmosphere. And so sometimes things are not about you personally. And sometimes we get so much into our feelings, and what we're picking up. We then allow, the false matrix, our mind, to try to connect it to things in our lives. And this is where anxiety and fears and all of these different things starts to come up, when really it has nothing to do with you. It's about what's happening in the world. It always is connected with you, but it may not be as personal as you think, especially when you step into this degree of the work. Because when you step into the degree of work to this level, you will have things that are personal for you, but you will have other things that you're picking up that is not personal to you. And so it's that balance. And I could see how connected she was, and what she was picking up had something to do. Well, lo and behold, someone sent me the article yesterday that I think it's been more than 7,000 years, 10,000 years. There was a volcano that erupted in Ethiopia on the continent of Africa. I need you to watch, because this sent a ripple effect. And immediately after that, there were patterns of weather changing that happen across the planet. And there will be more ripple effects of even what happens on that coastal line of Africa, even what is happening in the atmosphere in on that continent, what's going on in the air. This took place near the Red Sea. If you understand sort of the biblical timelines, you will understand what happened in the Red Sea and how the Red Sea was parted and what kind of things. These are also spiritual markers for the world. When these things happen, earthquakes, storms, all of this. Yes, we're all pulling into that collective, but to have a volcano erupt more than, for the first time in over 7,000, 10,000 years, and maybe even longer. And it wasn't anything that anyone had on their radar. The spots that they had picked it wasn't those spots. And it wasn't that one. It says something big to what we're all feeling and what is happening, and how fast Earth itself, Gaia, is moving through the photon belt. We're moving pretty fast. And it's a lot of things that are changing. So again, we're all being called to shift, to change, to not do things as normal, to not do things the same, to do things completely different. I see you guys are behind me, so I'm gonna try to catch up. I'm gonna try to catch up on you guys. So I want you all to keep trusting that. I love it when you guys are sending me email messages. You're telling me about different dreams you're having and different energies that are coming through and what you're feeling and what you're picking up, because we are tapped into the unconscious energy that is happening on the planet. We know consciousness can be measured, but when you're tapped into the unconscious, you can often pick up things that are going on in the atmosphere. And not only do I want us to be a source, a community of just picking up on what we can feel, but we can also shift things. We can also change things. You know, there's never been a time that I've had a devastating vision that I did not do my best to see if I can go in and change the current events. Now, despite what they taught you in the movie, The Butterfly Effect, here's the real reality, because I've done this with my own children. I've done it with loved ones. I've even done it with soul family members. And back when the pandemic was going on, boy, I almost took myself out trying to see what I can do. But what I'm telling you is, if you get a vision, don't just accept it. I remember a long time ago when I was in high school, I kept having this vision of this car crashing, having a head-on collision. And it got to the point where I couldn't even stay in school. And my mother had to come pick me up from school. And she said to me, please do me a favor, just try to see if you can close your eyes and see who's in the car. And every time I would get to that close, the vision would go away. It was to the point where I was kind of terrified. I think it was a part of me that knew that I would be in that car. I just could not see what happened after, and I could not see what was going on. And so one night, my brother had a job in high school working at this pizza place, and it was very, very late. My father was out of town, and he was getting off work, I think something like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And my mother woke me and my little sister up, which was so crazy, because normally she would go by herself, but she wanted us to go with her. And so we got in the car, and my father used to have one of those Cutlass convertibles. And so in the front seat, my brother would always make me scoot over, and I would sit in that middle, and he would sit next to me. And I didn't like that. I didn't want to be in the middle. I wanted to be the only one in the front. And so I put my seatbelt on. I don't think back then seatbelts were mandatory, or I don't know. But anyway, I put my seatbelt on, and that was going to be my excuse for not scooting over, and he would have to get in the back with my little sister. So I put my seatbelt on, and as we were leaving, we were driving, and there was a car in front of us, and the car kept stopping, and then it would take off really fast, and it was stopping. And I was kind of dozing in and out. And I remember looking, and I looked at my mother, and she said, I don't know if this person is drunk or something wrong with their car, but I'm going to go around them. And as soon as she said that, and my mother went to go around, I turned and I seen the car, and it was the car I seen in the vision. And I said, no, don't pass the car. And soon as my mother went over, a car came from the other lane and hit us head on. Right? Now, thank God, everybody was okay. I ended up cracking my sternum, but other than that, and had a slight concussion. My mother, I think, had a bruise on her face. My little sister in the back was okay. The reason I'm telling you all of that, because then I didn't know that there could be certain things. Not everything you can change. I don't want you to understand that, but we are co-creators here. But there are times if you have a dream, a vision, go back in the vision and see if you can change. There's been so many times that I've gone back in the vision before the vision started and I've changed things. And then when the real thing is happening, I already know where the change is. And so whether that's when I go to this restaurant, I don't order this dish anymore. And it's not just negative things. It can be powerful things. And it's not just it's not to push things in your favor is what I'm trying to tell you. But it's about honestly seeing cause and effect for real. We have these spiritual laws for a reason because of cause and effect. And I see you're saying, I've saved my son like that. I've saved my son, my daughter. I've saved so many family members this way. But let me change the language. I didn't save them. I gave them another option. Because remember, us souls here, we are highly intelligent beings. And so sometimes if you think you only have option 1 and option 2, you're kind of limited. But what if you knew I have option 1, I have option 2, I have option 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a game changer. That's the difference between just using your mind and knowing that you can tap into your intuition, your higher multisensory abilities. It is limitless. It's going to give you options that will blow your mind. Blow your mind. The most powerful way, though, that I have seen people activate this is not with other people, because others have free will, is if you start to do this in your own life. It means nothing or little to nothing if you can, quote unquote, save the world and you can't save yourself. That's not your purpose here. The superpower is for you to be able to manifest these things within your life. You understand? We always will have the ability to assist and to be of service and to help others. If you are listening to me at this time, then that means you are an old soul on this planet. That means your greatest lesson here is for you to learn how to love yourself and create the life that you desire. That's the greatest lesson. So, and find that joy within yourself. So if you're thinking, I want to do this, I'm just going to give you this extra little caveat here. You're already doing it for the people you love in your life. You've been doing this consciously or unconsciously for your children, for your man, for your woman, for your partner, for people who are close to you, your friends, your loved one. You've been doing this anyway. No one has to tell you how to, do this. For strangers, look how many times people say, oh, I seen someone, they were about to fall and they do something miraculous. It's built into you to do it for everyone else. Where the faulty programming comes is you don't want to do it for yourself. This is what your work is really about. You won't do it for yourself. And I want this midday check-in to remind you that you came back for you. And that's not a selfish thought. That makes everything else more wonderful. You didn't come back to change your bloodline. You didn't come back to break curses because you're not cursed. You came back so that you could shine the light of your own unique pattern that was passed down to you through your ancestors, through your loved ones. But you have a uniqueness inside of you. That's what you came back for. You came back for that. To be that creator. So as we get ready to kind of, get off of this a little bit, I want you to think about that. How can you use your uniqueness in your life? In your life. How can you use your uniqueness in your life to do more of what you love? To do more and connect with the things that are meaningful for you, where you have your passion at, while taking care of you. Can you take care of you? You. The mental you, the physical you, the spiritual you, and the energetic you. Yeah. Take care of you. So, I also want to remind you guys, that's one of the reasons I built AstroStream and the Astro Wave. And I want to say thank you to so many of you who have downloaded Astro Wave for 2020. What is it? 2026 Astro Wave, which I'm super excited about that. Not as a product, but as a frequency stabilizer. Tools that meet you in those moments when something inside you is shifting and you need a clear signal on what it is. What is this shift? Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little while. Yeah, while the energy is just kind of speaking, but know that your evolution won't ever send you a calendar invite. It won't always send you a calendar invite. Sometimes you just got to show up. You got to show up, and either rise or repeat. That's it. When evolution is coming, either, you can't just go, let me check the calendar and see when I'm going to rise. When is my evolution coming? No. It's not always going to send you a calendar invite. Sometimes it just shows up. And I want you to know that this is one of those moments. It's just showing up, and either you will rise or you will repeat the cycle again. So think about how you can do something different. How can you do something different? How can you show up different? How can you think different? How can you create different? How can you move different? How can you do something different and unique? Yeah. So what are you noticing? Let's talk about that. What's shifting for you? What's rising up in your intuition today? What kind of things are rising up? Look at this beautiful card. It's delight. Delight. So I know so many of you are feeling this energy of just pure delight in your energy. knowing that that is your birthright. You don't have to fight for delight. You know, you don't have to fight for joy. You don't have to fight for love and all of these things. It's a part of your birthright. You know, I love it. All right. So I'm gonna pull another card. I'm gonna pull one more card. I'm gonna get another card for us here. Welcome to everyone on into the I got crop circles again. Let me I'm gonna put this one aside. Let me get this. But we're going to hold that crop circle because we know that that's going to be a good one. Hey, Griffin. Good to see you, Griffin. Welcome on into you guys just coming on into the live stream. I see some of you guys are coming in there. Welcome on in. Let's see. Delight. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Let's do that. And purity. I love that. Purity. Mm-hmm. Oh, water is speaking to you. You know, earlier we pulled a card with water energy that is there. This is the year of fire and water. And we have definitely taken on that. Hold on. Welcome on in. We take care of each other, family and friends. Absolutely. We definitely should be taking care of each other, Kayla. My friend teased me. My friends tease me because I always say things are my birthright. That's right. That's right. That's right. It is your birthright. It's your birthright. It's your God-given birthright. Success. Look at that. So these are the 3 cards that I pulled for us to... I dropped my deck. 3 cards I pulled for us. Success, purity, and delight. Yep, it is your birthright, honey. It's your birthright. So, listen. That's our pathway forward. Some of this energy that we can continuously carrying this energy through with us throughout this week. Some of you keep asking for confirmation. Today is that confirmation. You know, it's time to innovate and allow that innovation spirit to just kind of move through you in such a powerful way. Allow that innovation to move through you. Okay. I love some of these. All right. All right. So just before we close, a quick word before we close. If you're feeling yourself changing, your mind clearing, and your intuition getting louder, know that your body is going to become more sensitive. And these are some of the things that we're all dealing with right now. Our bodies are becoming more sensitive because we're changing. We're all going through a great awakening, a massive upgrade, and it's impacting us on all different levels. And that's exactly what Astro Wave is about. It's what it's designed for. It's not about information. It's about frequency mastery and helping you shift without losing yourself, expand without burning out, and creating from a place of clarity and not chaos. Yeah. So if you feel called, the link should be somewhere. The link should be somewhere. So before I go though, I'll post the link in the show notes. It's going to be on the Astro Magic Store, Digital Magic Store. You can find that somewhere below in the show notes or up in the About section on there. And one of the things before you go, let me leave you with this. When it comes to you and your next level, it's not about waiting for a better time. It's waiting for you to make better decisions. And so I want you to think about that. The fact that you are here right now tells me that you're already moving. Take this energy with you. Let it shape your choices. Let it shape your intuition. And let it remind you of who you are. Yeah. And I will see you all on the next frequency. And if we like these little midday check-ins, y'all let me know in the comment section afterwards if we want to do some more pop-up midday check-ins. Yeah, we'll do some more midday check-ins if that's something y'all are interested in. I think it'll be really, really cool. I love you all so much. I want to say thank you all so much for stopping by, for tuning in. If you feel called, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that hype this video up. I don't know what that means, but they say we're supposed to hype the video up. We'll do that. And yeah, we'll be out of here. I love you all so much. I will see you in these cosmic streets. Peace and love. Ciao.
Midday frequency run. We on the line. Tune in, tap in, power online. You're live with the Soulful Oracle.
Midday frequency run. We on the line. Tune in, tap in, power online. You're live with the Soulful Oracle.
All right. Peace and love, Soul Family. Peace and love. Ciao.